Wow.
Muy buenas, estamos aquí en una conversación con
Ida.
Ira, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Bueno, yo me llamo Oscar, ya lo sabrás. Estamos en una cita honestamente, y estábamos hablando de muchas cosas interesantes. Estábamos hablando del feminismo, estábamos hablando de cómo es la sociedad actual, de por qué los hombres, especialmente en el occidente, son tan pussies y, y son tan femeninos. Estábamos hablando en inglés, ¿entiendes algo en español?
Sí, yo entiendo. But I would prefer to speak.
Vale, vamos a hablar en inglés, porque obviamente ella es de Suecia, ¿vale? Estos ojazos una española no los tiene, esos ojos azules, rubia, tiene que ser de Suecia. Entonces vamos a hablar en inglés, lo voy a subtitular y vamos a darle calle, ¿vale? So, we were talking about, I don't remember right now, but yeah, we can...
About girls approaching you.
Yeah, I think for me, it's not natural. In a way of, like, I know it's my duty as a man to approach a woman. Why? Because men, because testosterone, because the hormones tend to be more masculine, tend to be more, take more initiative. And I think woman, obviously you can do it, and it's fine. I appreciate when a woman approaches to me, but for me it's not natural. And I appreciate more a reserved woman. A woman who is shy, for me is very attractive. It's great, for example, you as a woman, you don't like a man. You like a man who is shy, for example? It's curiosity.
No. Well, if I like men who are shy.
Yeah.
No, I like men that are go-getters, but I also like men that can appreciate go-getters. You know, like what did you say? If we just set this like whole like women approaching you thing apart, wouldn't you? Let's say a girl who is like in a career, has a business, or travels alone, or is like a badass woman. Don't you find that attractive?
No.
No?
No.
Why not?
No. I think because this woman obviously is fine, she has a passion, but if she's into their goals a lot, I think she has more masculine energy developed as feminine energy. And for me, as my dream goal, you know, my dream goal of life, how I want to live my life, I want a woman who supports me and who supports what I'm doing in my life. Because I think our relationship is a team, and a relationship with a woman is masculine and I'm masculine as well is not going to work. It has to be a polarity. So if I'm masculine, my woman has to support me, and then I have to pursue my goal. So I think the most important thing a woman can give to me is obviously the love, and secondly is the supportiveness gives it to me.
Okay,
So if a woman
yeah.
is feminine, it's like I'm with this woman, I'm charging my battery to work harder.
Okay, I have a lot of things to say to this. Okay, first and foremost, don't you think you like simplify human beings by like, because now we just talk about like masculine, feminine, as if like, these are like two polar opposites, and like you should be only these traits. Like I find it very, like I find the most interesting people and intriguing people and people with like complexities and depth, I find them to be like, you know, they can be both soft, which I guess would be feminine, but like still go-getters. And like I'm thinking about the friends and like the people I admire most in my life could like have traits of everything, like both be an ambitious person and be a supportive, caring person. And I mean, I think, like, don't you feel like you lose a lot of sides of you, a lot of complexities of you, if you only need to be like in one pool of masculinity?
Obviously 100% masculine is an extreme, and I think it's not the goal. For men and for women, it's not the goal to be 100% feminine. I think my feminine part is really important as well. I have to be with this part, and I have to accept this part. I'm not projecting my feminine energy. It's not the way. But I think most men, most of their energy is masculine. Obviously, a minority of the energy is feminine. So you have to live with this percentage. I would say maybe 80% of percentage masculine energy for men, and for women is the opposite. So I think obviously it depends on the person. There are people, for example, I tell you, there are exceptions and men who are more feminine than women, and yeah. But I think most of men, I would say 90% of men, if they were more masculine, they would be more happier than right now.
But once again, like if we just take a step back from all of this, like don't you think it's like simplifying human beings by just seeing this as this like binary, like either masculine or feminine, or like these two poles? Like I feel like that you lose a lot of like of a human's dynamic by just trying to explain everything through like masculinity or femininity, you know?
Which I think is the basic stuff. I think everything in the world is energy. For example, what you see here, this coffee is energy. This paper is energy. You are energy, I am energy.
Yeah.
This is energy.
Fair enough.
Everything is energy. So I think it's the basic. You can be masculine and sometimes be feminine and sometimes enjoy your life, sometimes cry, sometimes do everything.
I mean, I won't reject what you talk about, like energies and stuff, but don't you think, once again, like I think it's simplistic to just talk about human beings as a matter of like masculine or feminine, you know, like it's like these personality like things where you like divide people into 4 colors or whatever. Like I feel like we lose a lot of a human's complexity if we just see it through like 2 energies, you know, or like what percentage of energy you are. Like don't you like, yes, I'm a woman and my like feminine energy might affect me, but there's so many other things that I am that also affect me, you know? So I feel like we spend so much time like talking about like femininity and masculinity, whereas there are so many other factors that play into what a human being is, you know? Like I'm so much more than being a woman. Like I don't see my like I get my biggest identification is not a woman. Like I have a million different experiences that have shaped me probably more than like my feminine or masculine energy has, you know?
That's probably the main problem of society right now and with feminism. They identify as much as I'm a woman. I can do everything. Yeah, you are a woman. And I agree with you right now. You can do everything, but at the same time, it's like I feel there are a lot of ego. In the feminists, for example, women who support feminism right now, nowadays, they identify as much as I am a woman. Yeah, you are a woman, but don't forget your essence. Don't forget you are. I want to talk about my about my opinion right now, but don't forget that you are the son of God, and we are equal. Even you are a woman, I'm a man. We are brothers, and we share the same spirit. We have created by just the one. So just the one is better than us. It's more important than us. Even what we are talking right now, I'm more into spirituality right now, as you can see. But even we are talking about that, I don't identify me with these thoughts because I know I'm not these thoughts. I'm more than these thoughts. I'm the essence. I'm the person who see this thought. I'm the consciousness. I'm the presence. I'm the spirituality. I'm the spirit.
Yeah.
My body is going to disappear when I die.
Yeah.
The only thing is going to exist is my spirit.
And look, I agree with you. The thing is only that, don't you, exactly, like I feel like by talking about like masculinity, femininity that much, you actually erase what is your essence. Like I think you, like how much you want to talk about masculinity doesn't matter. Like that is like, I think your essence is something else. Like you're Christian, then you believe you have a soul, right? Like, as if we're just talking about like masculinity, femininity, these 2 things, it's like your soul is masculinity. Like I think someone's soul, someone's essence is something else. Like you're a unique human being. So I don't like really see why we need to talk so much about like masculinity, femininity. If you want to talk about like guys, I don't know what you said in the beginning, like losing, I don't know.
You know what? I'm
Yeah.
teaching consciousness and I'm teaching masculinity and how to be together with that. You know, how to not separate masculinity and your spirit, how to be an union, how to be consciousness and masculinity the same part. Because if you separate that, I was on an extreme in the past, guys. I was like really masculine, but I was empty here, internal. And God doesn't want that. God wants me to be masculine, to be like my essence. My natural essence is masculine, but at the same time, it's like maybe you can see red pill influencers. They talk a lot about masculinity, but they talk about one way of thinking of superiority, of oh yeah, I hate woman. This part of they are not in a high frequency. They are not in a high energy. But right now, I'm on the way of thinking of okay, I accept that I'm man. I accept my energy. I live the present moment. You know.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for my life, and at the same time, I know how to be a man because the Bible, for example, I read the Bible, and Jesus Christ says a lot of stuff. I'm talking right now, and we are talking about man and woman. We are different, you know, and I know we are different because I know different situations. We act different, instinctively,
But
and consciously, we act different.
do we?
So, yeah. I'm telling you right now, if we are on a train and there is a motherfucker who comes to us, I will have to defend you. I promise. The most part of the scenarios, most part of the times, I will defend you.
You know, well, this is, well, I also, once again, have a lot of things to say. First and foremost, I think, again, you're simplifying human beings. And this is what I don't like when we talk about, like, genders like this. Because then it's like, oh, men and women act differently. Like, people act differently, you know?
Yeah, you're beautiful, don't worry.
People act differently, you know, like let's compare, I don't know, like I probably have a girlfriend who would act like more similar to the way you act to a certain situation than I would act similar as her, you know, like we as human beings, we're individuals, we all act differently. So I think when we're just seeing people from the lens of like man, woman, I think we're simplifying. Like I probably act more, would probably act more like you in a certain situation than another guy friend I have, you know? So I think like it's just a simplification, and like obviously we human beings are obsessed with categorization, but I guess that's just a fact you have to deal with. But having that said, I also think we should keep in mind that these are just categorizations to make us understand things better, you know, like we live in a complex world. People are complex, people are different, people are individuals. Like it's very hard to categorize these things. So I think all these like terms of like, you know, trying to put people into boxes, I just think that's like honestly a fatal attempt
I don't like
to explain
you know, I mean,
people.
I'm masculine, but if I find a man is feminine, I don't judge him. I try to know more about his life, and maybe he is even happier than me, being more feminine, because I don't like to judge people, and I think putting boxes like that, judging people, and putting like stickers, you know, oh, you are this, you are like that. I don't judge people, and God, tell me, we don't have to judge people because we are the same. Even we are unique, maybe yes, but we are the same. We are part of the same world, we are part of the same energy. You can call it universe, I call it God. We are part of the same thing, and we are the same, we are not important. So I think, yeah, I can understand you, but at the same time, in terms of attraction, I'm telling to you, when I was a teenager, I was really bad with girls. And I'm telling to you, I was acting really different. And I was thinking I was really unique, I was really authentic. But one part of me told me, you have to change. And I know this is the reality of most men right now. Nowadays, they feel like shit and they try to convince themselves it's okay. And I think right now, if you are watching me and you can't talk to girls, or you are losing your time, or you are, I don't know, you are playing whatever you are doing, and you feel bad inside of you, there is a way, there is something you have to change. Because I did it for myself, and I'm telling to you, it worked, especially with girls.
But
I changed
yeah.
a lot, and I think it's not casuality. Because when I changed, I was better.
And I mean, I'm happy for you for that, but why do we need to explain that as like you, as masculinity? I think that's self-improvement. Like, it's the same for me. Like, I've changed a lot the last years, but I think it's just a matter of like perspective. Like, how do you want to see it? I guess I could argue that like I could find some way of seeing my self-improvement from the lens of like masculinity, femininity. But for me, it's just like self-improvement. Like, why do we have to package things into masculinity, femininity?
You know what I think? Masculinity is progress, and femininity is love. Okay, so for example, when I'm progressing, okay, I'm working hard on myself, I'm working hard on my job, I feel really good. I feel in peace. I think every human wants peace and wants to feel full inside. That's the best thing in the world. You can have everything in the material world. You can have a lot of bills, you can have a lot of money, you can have a lot of cars, whatever. You can be rich as fuck, and you can feel empty inside of you.
Totally.
So if you don't feel empty, if you feel full inside of you,
Yeah.
maybe you are going to feel happiness more than a person who has a lot of material possessions, you know?
I totally agree.
So I think, in my case, I think I'm not the unique, because I'm not special, as I told you, I'm the creation of God, and I know a lot of people is like that. A man who is progressing on his goals is really happy, it's full fitness. Because I think when I'm progressing on my goals, I can find this peace. Even I don't have my dream goals, no? Oh, my dream goal is to have a Ferrari. And I know I'm going to get a Ferrari, but not because the Ferrari, it's because the process. You know, the process I'm doing, working hard every day, this discipline it requires. So I think this is happiness. When you are doing what you want to do, and at the same time, you are enjoying this process, and you are feeling fulfilled. Okay? But it's not casualty. I have met a lot of women who they are working hard, but they are in war with themselves. They are not happy. Even they are working hard as me, for example, they don't feel happy. And I feel really bad for them because I want women to be happy as men, obviously. That's the, that's the goal, to feel in peace.
Yeah.
I think a woman feels really happy when she's in love. She loves her family. When the love is the priority of a woman, I think it's the fulfillment of them.
So you think you know better than me what gives me peace?
No, you can have your opinion. I'm not saying my
Yeah,
opinion.
no. I'm just curious because I think that's like, I mean, if I'm taking this to myself, like if we're talking in your terms, then I guess I've done a lot of masculine things in my life, and I love that you bring up the like protection thing. Like I told you, like I've traveled to like Iraq, like I've been kind of detained, like I've done a lot of crazy shit that I assume are more crazy than what some men have done, so like. And that has made me really happy, And I have a lot of girlfriends too, like that are the same way. So once again, I think it's very simplistic just to say like this group of people wants this. Like we're individuals, right? And if we believe that God created you, like if you believe in that statement and that God created an individual soul, why would he make such a like binary distinction of human beings? Like why would he make like look at the world and how complex it is. Like it is insane how well created this world is, right?
I think the world is not complex. I think the world is pretty easy and simple.
But if we just look at how like the world is created, right? Like it's very beautifully made, and I personally think it's very like I think it's very complex. So why would then God create like just like two different species that are very like two poles of people kind of, whereas then I would argue that he would have created like individual souls, like that's what souls are all about, right? Individuality. So like why would he just make like some masculine guys and some feminine girls and that's it, you know? Like do we believe that God is that simplistic?
I think the world is really simple, and I think when you try to think a lot about how this is working, how this is made, you are thinking too much, and you are not just living in the present moment. I'm a guy who lives a lot. I'm almost every time asleep. I'm sleeping, obviously I'm at home, but almost the entire day I'm in the street, so I like to live the present moment. And I think the present moment is not shocks, it's not about complexity, it's simplicity, you know? And I think it's good. I think being feminine, society tells to a woman, for example, who is really masculine as you're a good girl. But for example, when a woman is cooking for her husband, society tells to her, you are bad, or you are being a mistake. If we are talking about that, we are individualistics. I don't think we are individuals. I think we are the same. We have a part. Right now we are the same part in a way. You have your own things, I have my own thinking, but on a way we are making a video, so we have similar energy.
Yeah.
And even with these people, you can think, oh no, I don't know this person, you know? We are the same. And how you treat this person is how you treat yourself. So I think if society wants diversity, why society criticize this woman who is cooking for his? For me, I think it's a thing I can understand, you know.
But yeah, and like I would. Well, if I start with the overthinking thing, like I think what this whole thing stems from is that we're overthinking, that we have to categorize people this way. Like, why can't we just strip it down and see people as individuals? Like, if we start there, like, that's not overthinking, you know? Like, I feel like labeling people and, like, trying to say, like, masculine, feminine, blah, 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 that is, on the contrary, overthinking to me. Like, we're just individuals. We're all different, you know? And second, responding to, like, if society thinks it's bad that a woman cooks, like, once again, for me, it just boils down to that we're individuals. Like, it's nothing negative that a woman cooks for a guy, as well as it's nothing negative that a guy cooks for a woman, you know? It's nothing negative that a man is a go-getter and more, I don't know, extroverted than his woman. But on the contrary, it's also nothing negative that his wife would be more of a go-getter and the guy is more shy. You know, like, I don't see why we need to, like, once again, like, label, categorize. Like, we're just individuals, and I think what you're doing is, like, good then. Like, you're helping people to self-improve, to become their authentic self, right? So I don't think we need to do that through a lens of, like, masculinity or a lens of this. Like, I just think we're individuals and we're so different, so we could like self-improvement is great, right? But then that will lead to different results. Like I think it's amazing that people can be, that's the beauty of this world, right? That we're individuals and we're different. So I don't think we should self-improve towards the exact same direction. I think we should self-improve from like where we are to our most authentic self. And then for a girl, that may be to cook for her husband, or it may be to go travel the world alone and be a badass. You know, like I think self-improvement looks different for different people.
I think, yeah, everyone is different, but at the same time, you can be as you are and still have masculine energy. I mean, it's not, you are masculine, you have to do this, this, and this. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's a part of you, your energy, you know, you're masculine, but for me, it's traits. Certain traits makes you more masculine or feminine. But it's not like you have to always be initiative, always be masculine. No. I think it's not like, yeah, it's what you are saying. You don't have to, for example, force yourself. You have to live with power instead of forcing yourself to be something you. Maybe, I'm not saying when you don't feel to go to the gym, you don't have to go, because sometimes I don't feel to go to the gym, but I go anyway because I know I have to do it. But this is not acting with force, this is acting with power, because I'm reaffirming who I am through this act of going to the gym. But the problem is when you are ashamed of you, when you are rating low, for example, I'm regret because I don't have act as masculine as I could have been doing, no? This is a problem because you are living on the past. And that's a thing I have experienced of myself in the past. And right now, I'm living more with spirituality, more in the present moment, so I'm trying to work in that. I think it has been a good conversation. 27 minutes.
Oh, it's been 27?
Yeah.
Damn. God. Thank you. Good talk.
Yeah. I think it was a good day.
Yeah.
Now we are going to go to the beach right now, but this video was for a good discuss. And I think we have talked about good stuff. I don't know what you think.
Yeah, this is very interesting.
Yeah. So this woman is really beautiful. I'm really beautiful, Spanish here. I think we are a good mix.
Wow.
And yeah, I think that's the end. I hope, bueno, voy a hablar en español ahora. Espero que te haya gustado este vídeo. Si lo has entendido, si tienes alguna duda, déjame aquí abajo en los comentarios. Y si quieres que te ayude a tener citas, conseguir de 2 a 3 citas a la semana con el Cola Pluxing, si quieres ser un hombre con más cojones, con más valentía, con más iniciativa, que deja de tener tanto miedo a una mujer, ¿no? Porque es una mujer, ya lo hemos hablado, es un ser humano más, no tienes por qué tenerle miedo. Pues escríbeme aquí abajo en Instagram, que lo tienes en la descripción, y veré si cualificas o no para trabajar juntos. Así que te veo ahí, hermano. Say goodbye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Y espero que te haya gustado. Dale like, todas esas mierdas. Hasta luego.